Good evening, I'm Alicia Malone, and welcome to our nighttime programming for TCM's 31 Days of Oscar. Tonight's theme is a fun one. We're calling it Oscar-worthy drama queens, watching Oscar-winning performances played by great actresses. Let's start with Bette Davis and see her Academy Award-winning performance in Jezebel from 1938, directed by William Wyler. This script was based on a play by Owen Davis Sr. that hadn't done well on Broadway, running for only 32 performances. However, producer Hal Wallace at Warner Brothers thought it could be a good fit for the studio's star, Bette Davis, and with all of the buzz that was surrounding the upcoming production of Gone with the Wind, the studio saw this as a chance to create its own version of an epic Civil War story and managed to release it before Gone with the Wind. This was Davis's first time being directed by William Wyler, and she wasn't sure about him. They were both perfectionists and immediately butted heads, but Wyler appreciated actresses who cared about the details as much as he did and was able to bring out the best in Davis. They grew to appreciate each other, starting a creative collaboration and romance. They worked together on The Letter and The Little Foxes, and all three of Wyler's films with Davis would see her nominated for an Academy Award. Here she plays a feisty Southern belle, Julie, living a good life prior to the Civil War. She pushes things a little too far when she chooses a scandalous dress for a ball and ends up losing her beau, Preston, played by Henry Fonda. But when Preston becomes ill, Julie becomes determined to redeem herself. From 1938, also the winner of Best Supporting Actress for Faye Bainter, this is Jezebel. For her performance in Jezebel, Bette Davis won her second Academy Award, coming a few years after her first in Dangerous from 1935. And in 2001, Davis's Oscar for Jezebel went up for sale at an auction as part of a lot of her memorabilia. The proceeds went to the Bette Davis Foundation, which helps young actors as they pursue their dream careers. Her Oscar was bought by a telephone bidder for $578,000, and that anonymous bidder turned out to be Steven Spielberg. He bought the statuette for much more than it had been valued, so he could donate it back to the Academy of Motion Pictures and ensure that it couldn't be sold again. A year later, in 2002, Spielberg did the same thing with Davis's Oscar for Dangerous, buying it from a Planet Hollywood auction after that restaurant chain went bankrupt. We have more in TCM's 31 Days of Oscar Festival after this break. We'll continue our look at Oscar-worthy drama queens by watching a 1951 adaptation of a Tennessee Williams drama that won Oscars for Vivien Leigh and Kim Hunter.
Next on TCM, A Streetcar Named Desire. Then Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? And later, Johnny Belinda. Rumor has it there's more Oscar tonight.